the beginning of time, the cosmos is born. In the explosions of the universe, the elements are formed. Fuck your bitch ass money and being famous. You can suck the warm shit out my motherfucking anus. I refuse to entertain the oppressive mentality. I'll grave man like a woman. I live in equal reality. The word brings fatalities, yet life my actuality. I seek the knowledge of the one true father of creation. The beautiful sacred geometry he taught the ancient civilizations. The most dangerous blade is hidden and up to no good. In this nation our education maintains our subjugation. Yet to be a brave samurai you need a bit of black blood. And a heart deeper than a black hole. A soul darker than coal. With skills to pay the bills at God's will and his will alone. With no fear of drones, clones, gunshots or broken bones. I walk the graveyard till it's time to go home.
Foreign designers is what is money. You understand what I'm saying? How does a rich person show you that they're rich? By what they buy and what they wear and what they do. If they didn't floss that type of bullshit in your face, you would never know about them being rich. You would never know about the money. Feel me? So, still talking about the good, these things are definitely good when it comes to black men and our plight or our situation. These are definitely good things because now black men aren't looked at as animals. You know, they're not looked at as super predators. You know what I mean? They're not looked at as degenerates of society. They're trying to be functional members of society. You know what I mean? And now society doesn't want to deem them functional, doesn't want to deem them, you know, as people that can survive and be civil, you know what I mean, and not kill each other and not all that. They don't want to deem us that way. So what they do is they take kids in the hood and they just keep giving them the same bullshit over and over again. Guns and drugs, guns and drugs, guns and drugs. Because they already know where they are. They can't make the money. There's no jobs. There's no honest ways, no honest livings. They can't make the money. And black people still, one of the problems that we still have as a community is we won't bite the bullet to take care of each other. So as a people, we still won't say, okay, you know what? I'll take a pay cut to help this guy out. You know what I mean? I'll take what I'm bringing in home to help feed these other families or to help other kids on the street. You can't, on an individual level, everybody will starve. But on a community level, you'll survive. Plain and simple. I mean, that's just how we've always survived throughout time. You know, the tribe comes together, takes care of the tribe. The clan comes together, takes care of the clan. You know what I mean? It wasn't just one family trying to take care of the entire clan. All the families had to pull together, and you have a job, you have a job, you bring this, you bring that, you do this, you repair the houses, you go out and agriculture and cultivate the field, you go out and go hunt and bring us the meat, you go out and cut down the trees, and you know, everybody had a specific job, and the community comes together and they pull it together. And you can't tell me the bullshit can't be done because I think it's the the Isha community that Sanguru is a part of, that he does in Tennessee, and I believe he has one that's in India. He said it was like some 6,000 to 10,000 people all living together and working for themselves. They're all volunteering work. They all pay. There's no pay. They all feed each other. They all take care of each other. In fact, he's even had videos where he said that you can come stay at them in those communities as long as you like. You just got to be happy and help. Just got to be happy and help. Can't just, nowhere in life can you just sit on your ass and be fucking lazy and think somebody's going to take care of you. Nowhere in life. Okay, you've been put here to live off the sweat of your brow. You will work off the sweat of your brow. Even if you are walking down the street picking up fucking cans, you're going to work off the sweat of your brow. You're not just going to sit nowhere in life and just be lazy. That's not going to work for anybody, anywhere. And who understands that the most in this nation other than black people, period. Black people meaning black people, you know. So these things can be achieved and can be done. We just don't, I see it still as a people, we don't care that much about each other just yet. Not just yet. You know what I'm saying? The love for black men is starting to build up. Black men want to help black men. Black men want to see black men successful. You know what I'm saying? And yes, I'll show you how to get there. Yes, you got to get out there and do it. But if you start getting more than I'm getting, You know what I mean? Then the natural human jealousy kicks in and says, you know what, I'm gonna start sabotaging this nigga because, he got velvet and I still got, polyester. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna sabotage that shit because, I need that velvet. You know, because this nigga got 24 karat gold and I'm still, 18 or 14 karat gold. I gotta jack this nigga and get his shit because I need 24 karat gold, right? And what does it do? What does it? It has no meaning. Now a lot of people will say that shit because people say, well, niggas that ain't got no money say money don't matter. That's the line of the century, right? Niggas ain't got no money, say money don't matter. That's a whole other subject. You know what I mean? That's a whole other topic. And it's funny how if money is a tool that opens up opportunities for you to get things done, you know what I'm saying? And the proverb goes, don't watch the tool and the work it can do. You watch the man behind the tool. We tend to focus on the tool of money an awful lot to the point where we can't see. A lot of times we can't even see straight. So but still, and again, that's a whole nother subject. But back to the good thing about being black, is that because we're starting to show a lot of love for each other, because we're speaking to each other, because we're able to have civil conversations with each other, and because we can communicate properly, even if it is on an underworld level or a gangbanging level, I've talked to a lot of gangbangers civilly. And they'll just be like, yo, we in the hood, we doing this, we doing that. This is how it go down. But they're civil. They're not, hypersensitive, hyper emotional, ready to kill you at every 5 minutes and all that. It's not like how when we grew up in the 80s, you couldn't even have a simple conversation because this conversation started off with, nigga, where you from? So it started off hype. It started off ready to go. Now I can say, hey, what's up? Blah, blah. Now I can get at least 5-10 minutes into a conversation before a nigga tell me he from a particular hood, or before he tell me he putting it down like this or he doing it like that. See, so now because we can communicate properly, business opportunities start to flourish up, even on a street level. You know what I'm saying? You can go in and out of, go in and out of spots, and all that stuff started happening when the hip hop thing kicked in. Brothers stopped hating each other and stop fighting each other on a macro level. You know what I'm saying? They would speak. They started saying hi and everything else. Then next thing you know, we started selling all this weed. We started selling all these drugs. We started moving all kind of crazy shit. People started doing business. People started conversing. Oh, you need to hook up over here? Yeah, let's hook up over here. Oh, you need to hook up over there? Yeah, let's hook over there. All that came through civility amongst each other. You know what I mean? And talking to each other in a civil manner and treating each other in a civil manner. So that's definitely a good thing. Well, the system saw that shit. So now guess what? Weed's legal. You know what I mean? So now you legalize marijuana. That killed the whole underground. That killed the whole hand-to-hand bag thing. White folks was like, well, wait a minute. They're selling it 20 a gram, And we not making, of course they'll make money off of cracking you. You know what I'm saying? They'll crack you. And then, take all your money and talk about that, put it all on the news. We got 7 digits worth of drugs here, 7 digits worth of drugs there. And the street value was, way more, and we're doing this, that, and the third. The drug economy or the drug money is really fueling the economy because it's cash flow. It comes in, you buy it, you sell it, and you go out and, the drug dealer goes out and buys food and goes out and feeds his family and feeds himself and takes his hoes out and they go eat and the money starts circulating and it cashes out. It cashes out. And the problem is there's no taxes on it. White folks ain't having that. You know what I'm saying? Shit, it's illegal in this country to even trade. You know what I mean? Even though white folks do it, it's illegal to even trade because they want a tax thing on every transaction that you do. They want a cut of it. You know what I mean? So if you start doing too many hand-to-hands and you start making too many sales like that, what do? They legalize it, put a stamp on it, put a government stamp on it, or get somebody to come down there and approve it, and then they start taxing the shit out of you. You know what I mean? But all that came from a positive action of communication, from what I observe, from what I see, being down in the hood, watching these niggas fight for a little bit of next to nothing, and then say, you know what, we got to stop doing this shit. Let's start talking to each other. And then as they start talking to each other and communicate with each other, a lot of hood lines opened up, and then a lot of revenue starts coming in. And now everybody's not fighting and scrapping the same way no more. Now all of a sudden shit's illegal, and they're not going for it. So then once now all of a sudden shit's legal and they're not doing it no more. Then once shit becomes legal, then they box you out of it. So now we're starting to see this whole rise of robberies popping up. Why? Because the shit that they was doing that was illegal, that allowed them to function, has now become illegal. And I'm not just talking about marijuana. There's a whole bunch of shit out there that they're not fucking with and they're not dealing with. And they're changing things as we speak to keep you from being a viable member and a functional member of society. Period. And the more we as black men communicate with each other, because we are in the street, and when you're in the street and you're at ground zero, the plant comes from here. And when you plant your seed in the ground, and as it sprouts up out of the ground, that's ground zero. We're not the ground, but we're at that low level. We watch it grow. And then when it grows into something that's viable and functional, for some reason, we don't cultivate it for ourselves. We sell it off. So as we sell it off, then we lose it. Said hip-hop, said the drug game, said everything that we did to protect ourselves and be functional, it disappears. But the good aspect of that is that we're still, as communication, that's the power of communication between black men. And we didn't do that in the boardroom. We didn't do that, on a corporate level. And don't get me wrong. I mean, certain businesses and things that can be held on a corporate level, yeah, you do it in a boardroom, you do it in a certain level of sophistication, you know what I mean? Where you're going international and you're working in certain businesses, you might need a suit and tie, because as a security guard wears a uniform, as a cop wears a uniform, as military personnel wears uniforms, the garbage man wears a uniform. The uniform for said business is a suit and tie. I get it. You know what I mean? That's the uniform that you're going to be wearing to conduct the business that you're going to be doing. That's great. But it doesn't have to be segregated to the levels that they say it has to be segregated to. It doesn't have to be done the way they say it has to be done. You can do these things any which way you want to do it, right? Because at the end of the day, if there's something that I need that if there's something that I got that you want, you know what I'm saying? And if you want it or need it for your functionality, you gonna give a fuck if the guy got on a fro, or if he got on a suit, or if he got on dreads, or if he got on a full beard, or he's tapered up? Does that really fucking matter? Or does what matters is the outcome and getting said resource that you need?